expected to divide 101101 by 11, both numbers in base 2. And we're expected to leave our answer also in base 2. A common practice would be to convert both numbers to base 10 and then carry out the division, after which we return the final answer to base 2. But because this is base 2, only 2 digits are acceptable here, which are 0 and 1. And because of this fact, we can bypass the process of converting to base 10 and go on with the division. All right, so let's get into the solution. This is typical of division in base 2. We need not necessarily convert to the base 10. Let's go. So we want to divide now 1 0 1 1 0 1 in base 2 by 1 1, of course, in base 2. So let's go. We're going to compare the number of digits in the divisor. 2 digits, 1 2. So we're going to compare this to 2 digits here. We have 1 and 2, and that division is not possible. 1 1 cannot divide into 1 0 because 1 1 is greater than 1 0. And this will force us to include the third digit to make the division possible. So if the division is possible, then the answer is 1, otherwise 0. So let's go, let's get into it. Now, 1 1 divides into 1 0 1. Of course, 1, because it is possible. Next is to multiply. 1 multiplied by 1 1 gives us 1 1. And now the round of subtraction. 1 minus 1 gives us a 0. 0 minus 1 is not possible. We force it to happen by borrowing this one, which becomes the base of the number, base 2. So borrow this one, it becomes 2. Impose on 0, that's 2. And now 2 minus 1 gives us 1. So we have 1 0. Once again, 1 1 cannot divide into 1 0. So we have to bring down this one. I like to highlight that. We're bringing down this digit 1 into that area so that division is possible. Bring down the 1. Let's go. 1 1 divides into 1 0 1. Because it is possible, the answer is only 1 digit, 1. And now multiply. 1 multiplied by 1 1 gives us 1 1. Now, another section of subtraction. 1 minus 1 gives us a 0. And 0 minus 1 is not possible, but we borrow this one, which becomes the base 2. 2 imposed on 0, that's 2. And now 2 minus 1 gives us 1. Here we go. Preparing for the next subtraction. This 0 has to come down there. I like to highlight that once again. This 0 has to be brought down. Yes, that's 0. Has to be brought down. There, yes. 0 brought down. Now we have 1 0 0. 3 digits, of course. 1 2 3. That means the division is now possible. Because it is possible, 1 1 divides into 1 0 0 must give 1. And now we multiply. 1 times 1 1 gives us once again 1 1. And now the final subtraction. 0 minus 1 cannot happen, so we have to borrow to make sure it happens. The borrowing will start from this end, since this is a 0. Borrow 1 from there, it becomes the base 2. 2 imposed on 0 makes us have 2. Now borrow 1 from the 2, which becomes a 2 imposed on this 0. So this 0 right here is actually a 2, of course. That is a 2 there. While this 0 is actually a 1. Because we borrowed the 1 from the original 2. So we have to observe these digits. Now we have the subtraction. 0 minus 2 minus 1, that gives us 1, because we have a 2 in the last digit. And this is actually this 1. 1 minus 1 is a 0. 0, we don't have to write anything. And the final to be brought down. We're going to have to bring down the final one. Yes, that one come over right there, brought down. That's 1. Yes. And now the final division, 1, 1 divides into 1, 1. Perfect division. And that will give us 1. 1 multiplied by 1, 1 gives us 1, 1. And there is now no remainder. And therefore, our final answer can be 1, 1, 1, 1. We write 1, 1, 1, 1 now to base 2. Very simple. Our final answer. And that will be the option D right there. Now, find attached to this video 2 quizzes to test your understanding of the content of this video. Also, in the pinned comment, there is a link that takes you to a test on the topic number basis. So test your mastery or your understanding of the topic number basis by clicking the link in the pinned comment to take the test. 30 questions in 30 minutes. Finally, there is also the link in the pinned comment that takes you to the full presentation of the topic number basis so that you can learn. Thank you for being part of the session and see you in my next video.